Just next to Bloom's on the Old High Street, I'm going to see Nicola from Cursley and Bond, a jewellers, currently doing a Field of Hope 2014, and I'm here to find out more.
Hello, Sarah.
Hi, pleased to meet you. Right, I'm inside the shop, and it actually looks more like a gallery than it does a jewellery shop. There's lots of different things on display, and there's also a bit of a biog for each of the designers. There's lots of people locally that have designed jewellery for the shop, and there's also people from around the country. Nicola also makes jewellery and sells it in one of the display cases. Now, as you come into the entrance, there is the Field of Hope. So we've got almost what look like two little gardens. So what's going on here, Nicola?
Well, the Field of Hope is getting designers, artists, craft enthusiasts, anybody really, to make a daffodil out of any chosen material. And as you can see, we've got ones made from paper, crochet, fabric, metal, wood, all sorts. And each one will be exhibited during the whole month, and then people can come in and buy raffle tickets and put it against the flowers that they love, get a chance to win that flower. And then on Mother's Day, we do a big prize-giving event where you find out which flower, if you've won.
Now, the flowers are daffodils, and there's some really unique designs. There's one here, a little black one, which is also a brooch. Now, that's quite an interesting story. It's not your usual technique for arts and crafts.
No. Initially, it's designed on the computer through like a CAD system, it's called. And then they print it out. Instead of printing it on paper, it's on nylon 3D, or 3D nylon.
So it's one of these 3D printers.
Exactly.
And we've got a flower out of it.
And we've got a flower out of it. It's very light, it's beautiful, it's black, but also for anybody who donates over £20, you'll automatically get a ticket into our top prize, which is a silver replica of the nylon printing one. So instead of printing out in nylon, it's done in silver. And again, it's a brooch, and it's got an amber gem setting in the middle.
Which is beautiful. It's special. A massive brooch. That could be quite heavy to wear.
Yeah. It'll be quite heavy. I mean, it would be perfect on a coat or a big throw. It's done so it retails at over £200.
Wow. Because it is actually, looking at it, almost like a piece of art rather than a piece of jewellery.
Yes. The jeweller who's designed it is an artist. He's award-winning, very well known. And that's as far as I'll say about him.
So let's go through a couple of others. We've got one I can see in one of the little gardens, quite gothic looking, lots of black lace.
This is done with fabric and beading, and it's got a bird skull pendant on it, I would call. And it's also made out of leather. So this is done by an artist, a Kent artist.
Because there's a few artists that have made flowers here, isn't there? And it's quite obvious by the standard of flower that's come in when you compare it to mine. Now, I've brought a flower for display. You will probably notice it if you pop in because I made it out of our business cards. So it is an Academy FM daffodil. Having walked in, I'm quite ashamed because mine looks a bit more like a Blue Peter affair.
It's all different standards. So we've got one here made out of wire and tissue paper. Lovely finish on it. It's not about having a set standard. The brief was to be as open as possible. And
it really has been, because people have used all different materials, haven't they? There's a recycled one using recycled materials and one with knicker elastic.
Yes. Knicker elastic, and another one with a famous fast food restaurant's cup.
Well done.
Another one made out of music paper, and another one made to do with poetry. So you've got in the leaves, it's elements of a book that's written about daffodils, and then at the bulb at the bottom, it's information about the author of that book. So quite interesting, quite conceptual in that sense. And then there's another one where the maker comes from a lace-making family.
And when you say that, you can tell, can't you? It's so really intricate.
This flower is like a copper wire that has been knitted so to speak.
Beautiful. So all proceeds go to Cancer Research UK.
They do.
So let's talk a bit about what's going to happen when it finishes. So when is the cut-off point for people to bring in flowers?
Some of them I know are still being finished. So this week we've still got a few more arriving. So the field will be up for the public to see and to buy. But like a lot of flowers, they're self-seeding a bit this week.
Depending on the season, they've not quite come out to bloom as anticipated.
Quite, yeah. So by next weekend, we will have a full field. So you can, each one will be numbered and you can choose your flower to donate to. Also, if you can't quite make it into the gallery, you can go onto our Facebook page, Cursley.Bond, and there'll be a poster on there that you can choose your flowers and phone in and buy your raffle tickets that way.
And you're also going to have a display outside blooms, is that right?
Well, that'll be on Mother's Day. We hopefully will have quite a lot of people turning up, so we don't think the gallery will quite fit everyone. So we're putting a marquee outside blooms. From 12 o'clock, we will do the prize giving. So we'll take the field into the marquee. There'll be a bit of information on Cancer Research UK as well. And we've also got some Field of Hope T-shirts, which money again will be going towards the charity. So you can have last minute look at the flowers, but that day you won't be able to donate to it because we won't have time to go count all the tickets. And then for each flower we'll pull a name out of a hat and we'll discover who won that flower.
Wow. And I apologise in advance if anybody wins my flower.
And the lovely thing for the winner, they will then find out who made that flower because they'll get a certificate. It says who's made it, what they made it out of, and a little message. Sometimes it could be just a thank you or, the reason why they've made it.
So Mother's Day, outside blooms, but in the meantime, you can come into your gallery.
Please do. Come in, have a look at the flowers. I can talk to you about them, what they're made of, the inspiration behind them. And the raffle tickets are just £2 each. So, anybody with a little bit of pocket money can buy a raffle ticket. But as to say, this is for Cancer Research UK. And if you really love a flower, the more money you put on that, the more chance you're going to win it. And if you put £20 or more, you're in with a chance of winning a really special silver gem set brooch.
Which would make a wonderful Mother's Day gift.
A wonderful Mother's Day gift. Which also reminds me, the nylon ones, we do have one of those in the raffle, so you could, put £2 in and possibly win one. But we do have a few more that you can buy as well at £25. All the money proceeds go to the charity. So the designer and ourselves don't take any money for it.
And these are the 3D printed daffodil heads.
Printing, and you'll see them in the window. They come with their own little pot with a brooch inside it. They're little artworks that you can wear.
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
Nicola, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah.